Hi, everybody. How are you? And thank you for joining this live webinar, Study Your University Career in Canada, Wilfrid Laurier University, Ryerson University, and University of Manitoba. If you are interested in studying your university studies at Wilfrid Laurier University, Ryerson University, and University of Manitoba in Canada, this webinar is for you. My name is Hugo Bustamante. I am Recruitment Manager for Global Studies. Global Studies is an educational agency. We help you to apply if you are interested in study abroad. We have different destinations, for example, UK, USA, Canada, Australia, Germany, Spain, Denmark, Lithuania, Holland, Ireland, Malta, Cyprus, and others. You just have to contact us. Here you have our WhatsApp number, our email address, and you can request your session to be assessed about the universities. And today, we will be talking about, don't forget something. I want to remember you that we have our social media. You can follow us in Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You can find us at Global Studies UK. And you can access there to the previous webinars we had, and you can see the next webinars here also. Today, we will be talking about Wilfrid Laurier University, as I told you, Ryerson University, University of Manitoba, and we will have our special guest for today, that is Rafael Malagrino. How are you, Rafael?
I'm great, Hugo. Thanks a lot for the invitation. It's great to be here, and I hope that I can clarify all of the questions, and I can give our future students all of the information that they're looking for.
Yes, I think there is a lot of things that you will be talking us about with these universities. Yes, more about how to apply to the university, about the different university courses, cost of living, opportunities in Canada. Yes,
that's correct. We're gonna be talking about 3 different options today. And we're going to start with Wilfrid Laurier. We're going to talk about Wilfrid Laurier first. But also, before we start talking about the specific details of each university, I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit more about Canada and what makes Canada such a great destination for international students.
Perfect, Rafael. We have a short video about Wilfrid Laurier University. We can show it to the audience.
The community here at Laurier Brantford is amazing. The campus is literally built into downtown Brantford. This was like a place where I could grow as a student and as a person.
Laurier has really unique programs.
My program is really, really small, so I get to know everybody. So the professors are really amazing. You get to know them on a first-name basis.
You're not just a number here, you are a person. I really do enjoy everybody being my friend.
Okay, Rafael, please, here you have your presentation. Please tell us about this university.
Thank you, Hugo. And yes, we're going to start with Wilfrid Laurier University. But as I said, before I start talking to you guys about Wilfrid Laurier, I wanted to make a quick introduction about Canada. So my name is Rafael Malagrino. I've been living here in Canada for 15 years. I'm originally from Brazil. And I came to Canada to attend university. So I basically followed the same path that you guys are thinking about starting. So I graduated from high school in Brazil, and then I decided to come to Canada for university, and I never went back to Brazil. My whole professional career has been here in Canada. Now I hold Brazilian citizenship and Canadian citizenship. So now I'm a dual citizen, and Canada is my second home. I think it's very important to tell you guys that Canada is a young nation. It's a very young country, and it's a country that is looking for young professionals that want to stay here and make their professional career or develop their professional career here once they finish university. So I always say that when you select Canada as your destination for university, you're not only planning your academic life, you're planning for your personal life as well, for your future, for your career, because you're going to be able to stay here and you're going to be able to live here once you graduate from university. So it's very important to remember that Canada is the #1 country in the world for quality of life. And we've been ranked #1 for quality of life for 3 consecutive years. Here we have the ranking, and you can see the top 20 countries for quality of life, and you can see that Canada is #1. Canada is also top 10 for safety, and there is a ranking called Global Peace Index, this ranking that I'm showing you guys here. So Canada is top 10 for how safe the country is. So you can see here Canada #10. Canada is safer than Norway, than Sweden, than Japan, is safer than Australia, than Germany. Here you have Netherlands 21, you have Spain 31, UK 33, United Kingdom, so England. And if we look for the US, for example, here you have the US, 122nd. That's the ranking of US on the Global Peace Index. And we are talking about a ranking that has 163 countries. Canada is top 10, UK is 33, US 122. So out of all of the common destinations that we look for when we are trying to decide where to go for university, Canada is the best ranked as far as safety goes and as far as quality of life goes. Also important to remember that here in Canada, these are the provinces. So you have British Columbia, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario. These are the Canadian provinces. If we look, for example, at Vancouver, Vancouver is the best city to live in North America as far as quality of life goes. And Toronto, also in Canada, is the second best city to live in North America as far as quality of life. So the 2 best cities to live in North America, they are located in Canada. That's another thing to keep in mind. Now, speaking specifically about Wilfrid Laurier University, Wilfrid Laurier University is a comprehensive university. Here in Canada, we have 3 categories of public universities. We have medical doctor universities, we have comprehensive universities, and we have primarily undergraduate universities. Wilfrid Laurier is a comprehensive university. What it means to be a comprehensive university. Whenever we talk about a comprehensive university, we are talking about universities that have a very well-established area of focus. So the main area of focus for comprehensive universities are areas like innovation and technology. So Wilfrid Laurier University is a comprehensive university that focuses a lot on innovation and technology. They have a more modern approach to education. The methodology is more modern. And also comprehensive universities, they have a very well-established connection with the companies that will hire students after their graduation. And they offer a lot of options of paid internships. So comprehensive universities, they specialize on paid internships. That's one of the strongest points of comprehensive universities. So at Wilfrid Laurier University, we have around 22,000 students, And out of these 22,000 students, more or less 15% of them are international students. And these international students, they come from more than 80 different countries. So you're gonna meet people from all over the world. You're gonna meet people from Brazil, from China, from India, from Turkey, from Nigeria. It's a multicultural community, but the majority of the students are Canadians, okay? And I'm gonna show you guys here some of the program options that we can offer at Wilfrid Laurier. So these are some of the careers that we can offer at Wilfrid Laurier: data science, computer science, financial mathematics, user experience design, law and society, human rights and human diversity, political sciences, communication, environmental studies, film studies, business technology management, economics, community health, health administration, criminology, psychology. These are the options that we can offer at Wilfrid Laurier University. And it's always important to remember that here in Canada, you can choose a major and a minor. So for example, in my case, I studied international studies as my major, and I have a minor in human geography. You could choose, for example, a major in political science and a minor in economics. And it will take you the same time to graduate with a major and a minor, so the same 4 years of education, and will be the same cost. It's not gonna be more expensive, but you're graduating with two different qualifications, a major and a minor. That's very important as well to keep in mind. Now, whenever we think about Canada, it's also important to remember that cost of living is much lower than in the US, than in the UK, than in Australia. So it's cheaper to live in Canada than it is to live in other countries that you guys might be considering for university. And it's also cheaper to pay for university. The tuition is lower. The cost of university is lower. So it's not only that you're going to be paying less for accommodation, you're going to be paying less for meals, you're also going to be paying less for tuition. That's very important to keep in mind. You're going to be investing less, but you're probably going to be studying at a university with a higher ranking. So the cost benefit, it's very, very good. I'm going to show you some pictures here at this presentation. So for example, here you can see a picture of the public library in Brantford. So Wilfrid Laurier University is located in two different cities. We have a campus in Kitchener-Waterloo, and we have a campus in Brantford. Today, we're going to talk more about the Brantford campus, because that's where you guys will start your first year. Wilfrid Laurier University offers a personalized first year to international students with more personalized attention, less students per classroom, and that's why you will see that we mention Wilfrid Laurier International College. That's what it means, okay? Wilfrid Laurier International College. And of course, we are talking about a university that offers all of the sports. You're gonna be able to play sports at Wilfrid Laurier University. You're gonna be able to use all of the facilities, the gym. You're gonna be able to live on campus. And you can see here that we're talking about a university that is top 5 for student satisfaction, top 5 for extracurricular activities, top 10 for experiential learning. Also, the research at Wilfrid Laurier University is recognized internationally. So our research, it's quality research. So if you're interested in research, it's a great option as well. And if you have a business idea that you want to implement, Wilfrid Laurier also offers a lot of options for students that have entrepreneurial spirit. So if you have a business idea and you want to use one of our incubators, business incubators, you can do that as well. You can have a mentor, and our mentor can help you with your business idea, okay? And you can see here that 94% of our international students secure employment after they graduate. So the employability rate, it's almost 95%. That's also very important to keep in mind. Now, let's go back to the map. I'm just going to show you the map here. So Wilfrid Laurier University is located in Ontario, province of Ontario. And if we zoom in a little bit here, you can see Toronto here. And here is Brantford. This is the city where you will be studying your first year if you choose to join Wilfrid Laurier University. Brantford is 45 minutes away from Toronto with public transportation. And it's also very close to Kitchener, Ontario. So you're gonna also have the option to go to Kitchener Waterloo, starting on your second year, okay? So this is where the university is located. Now, another thing that I wanna make sure that you guys understand, here in Canada, you will be able to work and study since day one. So I'm gonna show you here one thing that it's very important to keep in mind. Once you start university in Canada, you will be able to work 20 hours per week from day one. And we call that part-time, okay? So you're gonna be able to work part-time. The part-time work can be on campus or off campus. So you can work, for example, for the library on campus, or you can work at the gym on campus, or you can also work somewhere off campus. In my case, my first job was at the call center. So I was working at the university's call center, calling former students, asking them for a donation for the university. So that was my first job in Canada. It was a very simple job, 20 hours per week, and they were paying me almost 17 Canadian dollars per hour, okay? And I was working 20 hours per week. So that's 340 Canadian dollars per week. In 1 month, we're talking about 1,360 Canadian dollars. In 1 year, 16,320. In 4 years, 65,280. That's how much money you're gonna be able to generate working 20 hours per week in a basic job, part-time job, okay? Let's say, for example, you're working for the call center at the university. On top of that, you're gonna be able to work on a paid internship for 1 year, also during your studies. So you're gonna be able to work on something related to your career. So for example, if you're studying business, you're gonna be able to work 4 months for BlackBerry, 4 months for Facebook, and 4 months with Amazon, for example. And with the paid internship, you're gonna be able to generate on average, another 36,000 Canadian dollars. So when you graduate from university, you already generated almost 102,000 Canadian dollars. So in other words, everyone that choose Canada for their university already has 100,000 Canadian dollars sitting on the table, almost like a scholarship. It only depends on you. You need to decide if you want to grab this 100,000 Canadian dollars or not, because really it just depends on you deciding that you want to work or if you don't want to work. So sometimes people ask me about scholarships, and this is the best scholarship that you can have. It's not related to your grades. It's not related to what you did in high school. It's related to your proactiveness. You just need to be proactive, and you just need to make sure that you take advantage of the work opportunities that you're going to have here in Canada. Okay, so if we grab this amount here and we divide by the yearly tuition, so the yearly tuition at Wilfrid Laurier University is 29,000 Canadian dollars. So if we divide the amount that you can generate with your work by the tuition, you're gonna notice that when you graduate, you're gonna already have recovered almost 3.5 years out of 4 years that your parents invested in your university. So it's almost like you're graduating on the break-even point. You're graduating already with the break-even point. After that, the money that you generate after you graduated, that's already profit, because you don't have to recover what your parents invested on university. Okay, I think that's one of the most important points that you need to keep in mind about studying in Canada. Now, another thing that I want you guys to keep in mind is that here in Canada, we have public universities and we have some private universities. Whenever we think about universities that have more prestigious reputation, let's say, we think about public universities. So if a Canadian would choose between public and private, Canadian students would most times decide to go to a public university. It's very rare to see a Canadian student going to a private university in Canada. And that's also important for you to keep in mind. If you're planning to come to Canada and you're thinking about staying here after you graduate, it's important to choose a university that Canadians will know, that Canadians recognize. Otherwise, when you graduate and you start looking for a job, the people that will interview you and decide if they will give you that job or not, they might not know which university you graduated from if you go to a private university. So I think it's also very important to keep that in mind. Public universities are the most prestigious institutions, educational institutions in Canada. Okay. Now, I'm gonna show you some more pictures of Wilfrid Laurier before we move on to Ryerson University. Okay, just a second. So let's go back to the presentation. I just want to show you here some pictures of the residence. So at Wilfrid Laurier University, you're gonna have the option to live on campus or off campus. You're not obligated to live on campus. It's not mandatory to live on campus. But if you want to live on campus, we do have that option. So we do have our residence, on-campus residence, and you're gonna have that option to live on campus. We have single rooms and we have double rooms. And of course, single rooms are a little bit more expensive than double rooms because you're not gonna be sharing with other students, okay? And of course that once we finish the presentation, I'm also gonna send some videos to Hugo so that he can share with you guys, so that you can watch the videos later on. And I just wanted to mention again about the incubator. I think this is very important to keep in mind. If you have a business idea, you will be able to use our incubator, business incubator at Wilfrid Laurier, to put your idea into practice and to start your own company. And you're gonna be able to have all of the support from our mentors, and you're gonna be able to use the university facilities to put your idea into practice, okay? I think that's also very important to keep in mind. And with that, Hugo, I think we can move on to the Ryerson University video so that we can start talking about Ryerson University. Please keep in mind that if you have questions about Wilfrid Laurier, we can always answer your questions at the end of the presentation, okay?
Okay, thank you, Rafael. Here is the video.
Hey, how's it going? Something on your mind? Video games? Friends? School? School, hey? You've got a big choice to make. There's a lot to consider. Like, a lot. I think I can help. Here's what I found on the web. Location is important. And look, Ryerson is in the heart of downtown Toronto, home to a super tall tower and the longest street in the world. Green space? Got it. Skylights? Check. Converted warehouse? Wow. They were even voted one of the most beautiful universities in Canada. Nice. What's next? Should we look at programs? Whoa, they've got all sorts of undergraduate and graduate programs. They've also got a bunch of research centers, institutes, and labs, co-ops, internships, and field placements, if you're into that sort of thing. And they've created thousands of jobs in Ryerson zones. Wait, what are zones? Oh, check this out. Zone learning is where you can find workshops, boot camps, and mentorships to develop skills like teamwork, communication, and project management. Those would come in handy when you start a real job. Or if you wanted to get a pet. Dogs make great study buddies, and the RU therapy dogs love a good cuddle. They're just one of the many support programs available at Ryerson. Oh, so cute. Oof. Anyway, back to that big choice you have to make. I hope it doesn't feel so big now. It does seem that by choosing Ryerson, you really are choosing a world of possibility. Did you know Toronto goes by many different monikers, including Hollywood North, TO, T-Dot, and most recently the Six, just to name a few? Would you like to hear more? Are you still there?
Perfecto, Rafael. Por favor, coméntanos entonces. Please, Rafael, please tell us about Ryerson University.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about Ryerson University, our second option today. So I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation that we're going to talk about 3 different universities today. We talked about the first one, Wilfrid Laurier University. Now we're going to talk about Ryerson University, located in Toronto. So Ryerson University is located in the same province as Wilfrid Laurier University. The difference is that Wilfrid Laurier University is located 45 minutes away from Toronto, in Brantford, and Ryerson University is located in downtown Toronto. So Ryerson University is right there in the heart of downtown Toronto. You can see a picture here. This picture probably gives you a good idea of the location. So you can see here that all of these buildings are part of the university, but these other buildings here in the background, so these tall buildings here, they are already part of downtown Toronto. So Ryerson University, it's almost 1 with downtown Toronto, right? There's no separation between the university and between downtown Toronto. That's one of the biggest characteristics of the university that you need to keep in mind. It's a very urban campus located in downtown Toronto. Ryerson University, it's also a comprehensive university. So it has the same strong focus that I mentioned previously when we were talking about Wilfrid Laurier University, a strong focus on paid internships. It's a university with a modern methodology, a very modern approach. It focuses a lot on innovation and technology, and it offers a lot of great co-op options. So when I mention co-op, I'm talking about paid internships. So the university works with a lot of companies, Canadian companies, but also international companies that interview our students and select our students for paid internships. So you're going to be able to work 4 months for the Toronto Exchange. You're going to be able to work 4 months for example, Sony Entertainment, and you're going to be able to work 4 months for BlackBerry, for example. So you're going to be able to graduate with 3 different paid internships in 3 different companies. And on top of that, you're also going to be able to work 20 hours per week part-time during your studies. So that's very similar with Wilfrid Laurier University. Now, keep in mind that Toronto is a much bigger city than Brantford. Toronto, we are talking about 6.9 million people that live in Greater Toronto area. It's the most youthful city in Canada. And it's one of the top 10 most livable cities in the world. I mentioned that Toronto is the second best city to live in North America based on quality of life, and it's also top 10 in the world, okay? And Ryerson University, you can see here on the map, Ryerson University is located here on number 1, and you'll be able to notice that all of the most iconic landmarks of Toronto are located within walking distance from our campus. So for example, the CN Tower is right here. For example, Eaton Center is the most important shopping mall from Toronto, or based in Toronto. It's here on number 11. If we look at number 10, for example, Art Gallery of Toronto, it's here on number 10, next to Ryerson University. Number 3, it's Yonge and Dundas Square. Yonge and Dundas Square, it's basically Toronto's version of Times Square. If you've been to New York, you know Times Square. In Toronto, we have Yonge and Dundas Square. It's our version of Times Square. So the university is located within walking distance of all of the most important landmarks of the city, okay? And Ryerson University, as I mentioned previously, is a hub for innovation, creation, and practical experiences. We have almost 40,000 students at Ryerson University, and we offer more than 55 undergraduate programs. This is very important. When we talk about alumni network, we are talking about a network of almost 200,000 alumni that are spread across the globe. So you're gonna have connections all over the world. That's very important when you're looking for a job. It's very important for your networking. So there are people that graduated from Ryerson University living in India, living in Nigeria, living in Brazil, living in Canada, living in the US. So it's a very important thing to keep in mind. The networking capabilities that you're gonna have because you graduated from Ryerson University, okay? And here we're talking a little bit about the partnerships that the university can offer. Remember when I was talking about paid internships, and I mentioned that Ryerson University works with several companies that will hire our students for paid internships. Here you can see some of the companies that work with us. Bombardier, Coca-Cola, IBM, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Rogers Communication, Siemens Canada, Toronto Stock Exchange, Universal Music Group, and these are just some of the companies that have partnerships with us and that hire our students, okay? Just to give you guys some examples. It's also very important to mention that at Ryerson University, we also have the international first year, where international students will have a more personalized attention, and they will benefit by sitting at smaller classrooms. So at Ryerson University, we have Ryerson University International College. Ryerson University International College, it's where international students will have the opportunity to study the first year of their undergraduate degree, of their bachelor's degree, in smaller classrooms. Same teachers, same facilities, same campus, but you're gonna be sitting in smaller classrooms. It's almost like a soft landing experience. Instead of going straight to big classrooms, you're gonna go first through this soft landing experience, okay? And that's very important for international students. That's exactly what I did when I first came to Canada. I went through this soft landing first year instead of going straight to big classrooms. Also important to keep in mind whenever we think about Ryerson University, important to keep in mind the zone learning experience. What does that mean? Whenever we talk about zone learning at Ryerson University, we're talking about business incubators. So Ryerson University decided to divide their business incubators into different zones. So we have the biomedical zone, we have the clean energy zone, the fashion zone, design fabrication zone, legal innovation zone. And you can see here that these zones are incubators or spaces where people come together to brainstorm, kickstart projects, and build startups. One of our incubators, one of our zones, has been selected as the best incubator in the world at the university level. So DMZ, this one here, has been selected twice as the best incubator at the university level. So if you have an entrepreneur personality and you have a business idea, Ryerson University is one of the best universities in the world for you to put your idea into practice and start your company, okay? And let's keep going to the next slide. So here we mentioned that DMZ is the top university-based incubator in the world. And we have an example of one of our former students that started his company with the help of one of our business incubators, okay? And let's go to the next slide. So at Ryerson University, we have several options of undergraduate programs. However, if you want to benefit from that personalized attention during your first year of university, so the soft landing year, you must select one of these program options that I'm showing you here. So we have entrepreneurship, global management, human resource management, law and business, marketing management, real estate management, economics and management. These are the options that we have under business management. And then we also have international economics and finance as another option. And we do have options under arts and social sciences, such as environment and urban sustainability, politics and governance, psychology, sociology, and philosophy. So these are the options that we can offer if you want to make sure that you take advantage of that first year with personalized attention. At Ryerson University, you're also going to be able to select a major and a minor. So for example, you could select international business as your major, and then you could select a minor in acting and dance, or a minor, for example, in communication design, or a minor in fashion studies, film. We also have a minor in photography studies. So there are several options that you could choose for a minor. So you can combine the major in, for example, entrepreneurship with a minor in photography, or a minor in organizational leadership. There are several options, okay? That's not something that you need to define now. You just need to decide what area you want to study. What is your area? And then once you're here, you're gonna be able to choose your major and your minor. And having said that, we can move to the next university, Hugo. Just keep in mind, guys, that some of the things that I mentioned for Wilfrid Laurier, as far as like working 20 hours per week, being able to do a co-op paid internship, being able to stay in Canada and eventually get your permanent residence and becoming a dual citizen. These are things that apply to all of the universities that we're talking about today. So I'm not gonna repeat it, but just keep in mind that it applies to all of the options that we are talking about today, okay? And let's move on to the last university of the day. And once we finish with University of Manitoba, I'm gonna explain quickly how the application process works.
Perfect. Here we have the next video.
University. It's been on your mind for a while. Well, if you've got big plans for yourself, you need a school big enough to hold those dreams and shape them into reality. That school is the University of Manitoba.
I was told that the university is one of the largest in Canada, which it is. We have a huge undergrad population, and yet it has like a at-home type of feeling and very friendly, comforting campus. Everywhere you go, people are smiling. You can ask anyone directions, they're going to give them to you.
The community and my faculty at U of M couldn't possibly be any better. I get along great with my classmates, and I can honestly say I've made some very close friends already.
What I love about the University of Manitoba is the community. It's a great place to be. I really love it.
Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it at the University of Manitoba. Located in the city of Winnipeg, right in the heart of Canada, the U of M is a place where over 25,000 students from all sorts of backgrounds come together to enjoy the benefits of a dynamic, vibrant learning community. Benefits like access to more resources, more professors, more course options to fit your schedule, more opportunities to grow as a person and meet new friends. And with 24 faculties and schools, over 60 undergraduate degrees, and more than 100 program choices, the U of M offers you more. to help you reach your goals and get the career you've always wanted.
The University of Manitoba has a great first-year program. It's called University One. University One is important for students because it gives them the flexibility that they need to study what they want and find out what they want to do, and it will not add an extra year of study onto their degree.
U of M is unique because it challenges you to reach your fullest potential. I found that I was always surrounded by leaders, real potential leaders who I could see running this country one day.
I chose to come to the University of Manitoba because there's really a good chance here to get to learn from some of Manitoba's top business leaders.
Throughout its 130-year history, the U of M has gained a reputation for academic excellence. For example, the U of M has produced more Rhodes Scholars, the pinnacle of academic achievement, than any other university in Western Canada. So a great education is a given here, but it's our all-around support for the students that separates the U of M from other universities. Support that includes financial aid if you need it.
Financial support helps you not stress about work and money and that kind of stuff. You can just focus on your studies.
Guiding you in your studies at the U of M are professors with a passion to share their love of learning, research, and discovery with students in and outside of class.
The professors here at the University of Manitoba are special because they love what they do. And that is inspiring to the student because their love of their subject is infectious. It makes you want to learn more, and it definitely engages you more in the subject. Students here make the track record for this university. They're constantly winning at national competitions. Anything that you can name, there's a student that's excelling at that discipline here at the University of Manitoba.
University of Manitoba has such a fabulous reputation. It's nationally known for many different things here. There's a lot of different opportunities as well.
Rafael.
Super. Let's talk about University of Manitoba. I'm going to show you guys here on the website a little bit more about U of M. So University of Manitoba is a medical doctoral university. It's the same category of university as UBC, University of Toronto, McGill. So it's a very traditional university. It's been around for more than 140 years. There's a huge tradition of, as you could see in the video, there's a huge tradition of helping young, talented students graduating in their area of studies. They get scholarships in their second year. They will participate in a lot of research. It's a great option. It offers a huge range of program options. So I'm going to show you guys here some of the options that we can offer at University of Manitoba. Just a second. So at University of Manitoba, we also have the personalized first year. So you're going to be able to benefit from that soft landing first year with less students per classroom. And here are some of the programs that we can offer. For example, if you want to study science, we have biochemistry, biological sciences, biodiversity, cell molecular and developmental biology, chemistry, bioanalytical chemistry, biopharmaceutical chemistry, organic chemistry, physical chemistry, computer science, artificial intelligence. Look at how many options we have. Genetics, microbiology, physics and astronomy, psychology, statistics, etc., etc. The same thing if you want to study, for example, engineering. At University of Manitoba, you can study biosystems engineering, civil engineering, computer engineering, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, aerospace engineering. So there are several options. Of course, business here, we have accounting, actuarial mathematics, entrepreneurship and small business, finance, human resource management and industrial relations, international business, and so on. So as you can see, there's a huge variety of programs that you can choose at University of Manitoba. We are talking about a university that is very well ranked, not only within Canada, but also in the world. So if we go, for example, and visit the CWUR World University Rankings, and we look for University of Manitoba, you can see here that University of Manitoba is one of the top 260 universities in the world. And trust me, that's a very good ranking. We're talking about top 1% in the world. And on top of that, the cost benefit is very, very good. University of Manitoba is located in the province of Manitoba. So here, if we go back to the map, here is Canada. Here is the province of Manitoba. And University of Manitoba is located in Winnipeg. Winnipeg is the capital of the province of Manitoba. The cost of living in Winnipeg is much lower than in Vancouver and Toronto. So you're gonna spend less in Winnipeg for accommodation, for meals. You're gonna spend less on public transportation. You're gonna spend less on tuition. So all of the different costs are gonna be lower. And the ranking is super, super high, not only within Canada, but also internationally. So the cost benefit is very, very good at University of Manitoba. We're talking about a university that is top 1% in the world, and the cost of tuition per year, it's 19,175 Canadian dollars. That's the annual tuition. If we do the conversion to American dollars, we are talking about 15,000 American dollars per year, okay? Just for you to have an idea, if we go here to the ranking, to the world ranking, QS World University Ranking, if we search, for example, for Florida International University, located in Miami, is ranked 800 in the world. University of Manitoba is ranked 260. However, Florida International University charges 25,000 American dollars per year for international students. And University of Manitoba charges 15,000 American dollars per year. So you're gonna be studying at an university that has a much better ranking, and you're gonna be paying a much lower tuition. And that's one of the most important points to keep in mind about University of Manitoba, the cost benefit, spending less and studying at a better ranked university. Also keep in mind that you're gonna be able to work 20 hours per week on campus or off campus. You're gonna be able to do a co-op or a paid internship, and you're gonna be able to apply for Canadian permanent residence once you finish your studies, and eventually you're gonna be able to apply for Canadian citizenship, and you will be able to, invest on your professional career here in Canada. So if we think about cost benefit, I think that University of Manitoba offers one of the best cost benefit in the world, because the tuition is very low and the ranking is very, very high. Now, I'm gonna show you a picture of our campus, University of Manitoba. So this is the main campus of University of Manitoba. As you can see here, It's a huge campus. We're talking about 30,000 students. Out of these 30,000 students, more or less 20% of these students are international students from more than 80 different countries. So again, you're gonna meet people from all over the world, but the majority of the students are local students, Canadian students. And we do have the option of living on campus, or you can also live off campus. If you want to live on campus, you will be able to choose one of these options here. So these are the different residences that University of Manitoba offers to students on campus. So we have Arthur V. Mauro, Mary Speechley, Pembina Hall, University College residence. For example, Pembina Hall, if you click on Pembina Hall, you'll be able to watch a video, and it's like a tour of the building, so you can get to know the building a little bit better. And here you can see what the room looks like. So it's a single room with a private bathroom. So you're not gonna have to share the bathroom with other students. This is Pembina Hall. Now, if we look at University College residence, there's also a video here. You can watch the video later on. And you can also see what the rooms look like. So we have single rooms at University College residence, but the washroom is outside. So you're gonna have to share the washroom with other students that live in the same floor, on the same floor. And we also have double rooms, 2 students per room, and you share the washroom with the students that live on the same floor, okay? So depending on which option you choose, the price for accommodation is gonna be a little bit higher or a little bit lower. Going back to Winnipeg, and let's talk a little bit about the city. Winnipeg, as I mentioned, is the capital of the province of Manitoba. So you're gonna be living in the capital of Manitoba. There are almost 900,000 people living in Winnipeg. So for Canada, it's a big city because there are not that many cities in Canada that have 1 million plus as population. So it's not very common to find Canadian cities that have more than 1 million people living there. So 900,000 as a population, we could consider Winnipeg a big city for Canada. And it's also a very important city if we think about economically, right? Because there are so many important companies that are based in Winnipeg. Companies like Boeing, for example, Boeing, they have their Canadian operation based in Winnipeg. Bombardier also have an office in Winnipeg, and other companies, for example, like Sun Life and different insurance companies are located in Winnipeg. There are several industries that are very important for Winnipeg: aerospace, agriculture, agribusiness, insurance companies, and also technology startups. So it's a city where you're going to have a lot of opportunities, job opportunities. So it's not a place where it's going to be hard for you to find a job, okay? And it's also a very safe place to choose. Toronto, Vancouver, and Winnipeg, they're all safe places to live and with a very high quality of life, okay? You're gonna find people from all over the world living in Winnipeg, second generation of immigrants, first generation of immigrants. It's a multicultural city. Canada is a multicultural country, okay? So these are some of the things that I would like you to keep in mind about University of Manitoba. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about the application process. And please keep in mind that if you have questions, we're gonna try to answer your questions at the end of the presentation today, but we can always schedule a Zoom call where I can give you guys like 45 minutes, 1 hour, and dedicate that Zoom call specifically to your concerns and to your academic plans, okay? So we can always schedule another Zoom call, one-on-one call. Now, let's talk about the application process. We talked about 3 different universities today, and for all of these options, I can offer 3 start dates: January, May, and September. So you can start your classes in January, you can start your classes in May, or you can start your classes in September. In order to apply, the only documents that I need are a scanned copy of your passport, and I also need your high school grades. So let's say that you're still in high school. You're still studying your last year of high school. So I need your grade 9, your grade 10, your grade 11, and your partial results from grade 12. And I need the original grades in Spanish and the official translation to English. That's all I need in order to process your application. There's no need to take an SAT. There's no need to send recommendation letters. There's no need to send a personal statement. If you have a scanned copy of your passport and your high school grades from grade 10, grade 11, and the partial results from grade 12, you can apply to one of these options or to all of these options, okay? We don't charge an application fee, so you don't need to pay an application fee in order to apply. And once you have submitted your application, you can expect to hear from us within 4 business days. So once you apply, you will have an answer within 4 business days. It could be a positive answer or it could be a negative answer, but you will have an answer within 4 business days. Okay, so if everything runs smoothly, you will receive a letter of offer within 4 business days. That's very, very fast. Normally, universities here in Canada take between 6 to 8 weeks to send you a letter of offer. And these 3 options that we are talking about today, they will send you a letter of offer within 4 business days. So it's very, very fast, okay? As far as your English level goes, I don't need you to send me an IELTS result or a TOEFL result when you apply. However, I do need an IELTS or a TOEFL before you start your classes. So let's say you're applying to start your classes in September 2022. We have from today until September 2022 for you to send me your IELTS or your TOEFL result, or there's also an option to take an online test with us, and if you manage to get the minimum grade that we require on our exam, you're no longer gonna need an IELTS or a TOEFL. So we have 3 options: IELTS, TOEFL, online exam. However, you don't need to show me that when you apply. You only need to show me that you have the English level before you start your classes. So you can apply today and keep working on your English and then take the English test later on, okay? And that's basically the application process. I mean, it's very straightforward. It's not complicated at all. You just need to send me scanned copy of the passport and the high school grades from grade 10, grade 11, and partial results from grade 12. And within 4 business days, you will know if we can accept you or not. Okay, so that's the application process. Now, I'm gonna show you guys my contact information. Just a second. So if you have any questions, we can open for questions now, Hugo, but also I wanna show you guys my contact information here. So if you want to add me on WhatsApp, you can add me on WhatsApp. If you wanna send me an email, you can send me an email. Just make sure that you mention that we met during the webinar with Global Studies, so that I can make sure that we can help you guys the best possible way, and always redirect you to Global Studies so that we can work together, okay? But feel free to email me or feel free to send me a WhatsApp message. We can always schedule a Zoom call with your parents if you want, and we can talk more about University of Manitoba, Ryerson University, and Wilfrid Laurier University.
Thank you. Thank you, Rafael. And we have some questions here. For example, when does the merit scholarship can be applied for international students when they progress to the next year of their degree?
Yeah, so I think that number one, we need to keep in mind that here in Canada, you're gonna be able to generate 100,000 Canadian dollars with your own part-time job and with your paid internship while you are at university. So we are talking about 100,000 Canadian dollars. You can look at that as a scholarship. That only depends on your proactiveness. So it doesn't depend on your grades. It doesn't depend on how well you do at university. You just need to decide if you want to work part-time and if you want to do the paid internship. So everyone has 100,000 Canadian dollars sitting on top of the table, and you need to decide if you want to grab that or not. That's number one. Now, if we talk about academic scholarships, we do have more than 800 options that you can apply for. However, that's going to depend on how well you perform during your first year. So I cannot guarantee you that you're going to get a scholarship. You're going to need to research, read through all of the options that we have once you're here, and you're going to need to apply for those scholarships. Maybe you get 2 scholarships, 5,000 Canadian dollars each, and you're going to be able to combine them. So you have 10,000 Canadian dollars in scholarships for the first term of the second year. When the first term of the second year ends, you're going to have to do the same. You're going to have to apply for scholarships again. So the process of applying for scholarships, it's a process that you're going to have to repeat every semester, every term. If you guarantee a scholarship for the first semester of the second year, it doesn't mean that you have that scholarship for the next 3 years. You're going to have to do that every term, okay? And we are talking about a university with 35,000 students in total. Nobody's going to come to you and offer scholarships for you to choose which scholarship you like the most. You need to be proactive. You need to research. You need to visit the website, read the options, apply, and that's the same proactiveness that you're gonna need in order to find a part-time job, in order to join the paid internship program. If you want to play sports at university, if you wanna join one of the teams, the university offers a lot of opportunities, but no one is gonna come to you, grab you by the hand, and take you to that opportunity. You're going to have to be proactive, okay? I think that's very important to keep in mind.
Yes, right. And could you please tell us about if the international students can arrange their own accommodation, or they must do it through the universities?
No. So yes, you have the option of living on campus, or you can arrange your own accommodation off campus. You have that option as well.
Okay. And Rafael, what are the most demanding degrees that Canada needs, for example?
So that's another important topic to talk about, because we're talking about a country that has a very, very low unemployment rate. We are talking about 5% unemployment. So it doesn't matter what you choose to study. If you do well, and if you are proactive during the university years, you're going to be able to find a good job. So people don't choose their degree based on what pays the best salary. Here in Canada, people choose their degree based on what they're passionate about. So sometimes I talk to families in Latin America, and the students tell me, I love acting, but I'm going to study civil engineering because civil engineering pays a better wage. We don't decide what we're going to study like that here in Canada. We decide based on what we like. So if you like international studies, you study international studies. If you like civil engineering, you study civil engineering. And if you're good at what you do, you're going to have a good job, and you're going to make enough money to have a comfortable life, okay? Keep in mind that you're probably going to end up staying here, and you're going to work here, and you're going to live here. So you're going to have to start thinking like Canadians would think about their professional life. So if you choose to study civil engineering, but your passion is about acting, you're going to be an average civil engineer, because you're never going to be happy with what you do. You're going to be, let's say, mediocre, because you're going to only be doing something for money. You're not going to be doing because you like it. So my suggestion would always be to try to choose what you like and not what you think pays the best wages. Okay, that would be my suggestion. Having said that, yes, there's a lot of demand for engineers. There's a lot of demand for computer science. There's a lot of demand for business. So yes, there are some areas where there's more demand, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be easier to find a job. If you're not good at what you do, you're going to have a harder time.
Okay, thank you for your suggestion, Rafael. Mm-hmm. And could you please tell us what is the difference between Associate of Arts and a bachelor's degree?
Okay, so bachelor's degree is what we call in Latin America. In some countries we call it licenciatura, or in some countries we call it pregrado. But we're talking about an university degree, 4 years university degree. Okay, that's what we call in Canada bachelor's degree. Associate degree is a 2-year degree. It's almost like in some countries in Latin America we call that carrera técnica or diploma técnico. So that's an associate of arts or an associate degree. Now, if you're going to graduate from high school in Latin America and you still don't have a bachelor's degree in Latin America, the correct path in Canada would be to go for a bachelor's degree. Because in Canada, 80% of the jobs that pay the best salaries require at least a bachelor's degree. So if you go and you study an associate degree, 2 years, and you don't get your bachelor's degree, you might feel like you're saving money because you're studying 2 years instead of 4 years, but really what you're doing, it's limiting yourself for your future, because you're never going to be able to apply for the jobs that pay the best wages. So I would recommend that you think the same way that you would think if you were staying in Bolivia or if you're staying in Latin America. If you were planning to stay in Latin America, would you go for a carrera técnica or diploma técnico instead of a licenciatura, or would you go for a licenciatura? So it's the same way that you would decide that if you're staying in your home country. And I'm sure that everyone would tell me, no, I would definitely go to university and study 4 years. So it's the same here in Canada. If you want to have more opportunities, you should study your bachelor's degree.
Perfect. And Rafael, could you please remind the students about the fees payment to get the LOA?
So you have to apply first, and then you get a letter of offer. Once you have the letter of offer, you're going to have to pay a deposit in order to get the letter of acceptance. That deposit depends on which university you choose. So University of Manitoba, you have to pay a deposit of 6,000 Canadian dollars to get the letter of acceptance and be able to apply for the study permit, the Canadian study permit. Ryerson University, you have to pay 7,000 Canadian dollars in order to get the letter of acceptance. And Wilfrid Laurier University, you have to pay also 7,000 Canadian dollars to get the letter of acceptance. Now, this deposit, it's not an extra payment. It's part of the first year. So it's not like you're paying 7,000 extra. You're paying 7,000 that is part of the first year tuition. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. So you don't have to pay now when you apply. First you apply, and you don't have to pay anything to apply. You just apply with your documents. Once you get the letter of offer, you're going to have to decide if you want to accept the offer or not. If you decide to accept the offer, you need to pay the deposit in order to get the letter of acceptance.
Thank you, Rafael. Well, and everybody has to remember that Canada tries to retain talented professionals and is the only destination that allows to take your dependents, and if they are underage and need schooling, they can study in public schools. So do not spend more time. Contact us, make your dreams happening, and Canada is waiting for you. And Rafael, thank you, really thank you for your time today and for letting us know more about these 3 universities.
Thanks again for the invitation, and I hope that you guys enjoyed. Thank you.
Thank you. And on Saturday, 24th of July, we will be with you again, Rafael, to have the live webinar Study in one of the top universities in the world, Simon Fraser University in Canada. We invite all the people watching us to watch this live webinar. Thank you all the audience for being with us today, and we will be waiting for you for the next one.
Thanks again. Bye-bye.
Bye.